Okay, let's do this one last time. My name is Adam, and you're watching A Duda Reviews, an entertainment channel for entertainment purposes. I cover TV, movies, music, and all that wonderful stuff. And if you like the sound of that, maybe consider liking and subscribing. Why don't ya? Now, this is my just out the cinema reaction to watching Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. There's going to be no spoilers in this because I know people haven't seen it yet. It's still just early days. I've seen it as quick as I could. In fact, I only found out that it was out today, so I went and watched it as soon as I could. So yeah, this will contain no spoilers at all. But what I will say is that this was a fantastic movie. I preferred it to the first film. I definitely did. I think what did it for me was the animation. The animation elevated it past what the original did. It surpassed it, and I didn't think it could because the first animation was so unique and so different and so well done. But this, it's like all the different, because we got so many different Spider-Men and Spider-Women in this film, it's almost like each and every different character has their own unique animation style, and that is just like a feast for the eyeballs. Looking at the background, and then you realize I'm mesmerized by the background, and then you sort of like, shit, I better like focus on the story and stuff that's going on because it looks so good. So this is definitely something I need to see again, and maybe again and again, and maybe again and again and again, because it's so good. Obviously we've got the main plot as well. We've got the main villain being the Spot in this, which is like an interdimensional portal guy who is classed as a villain of the week, which means sort of like he's a bit of a crap villain. But really, I mean, the power he's got, that's not a crap power at all. It's a really good power, and I think he's building up to be something other than just a villain of the week. We get a more expansive storyline for Gwen Stacy in this, played by Haley Steinfeld, and she is really good in this as well. Her character is developed a lot more, and it sort of really fleshes out the whole storyline and her relationship with Miles a lot better. I will say, the only thing I will say that sort of will detract, maybe like a minus point for me, would be the pacing at the beginning. It starts off good, and then there's like a little bit where it dips, the pacing, and it sort of slows down a little bit, and then it just suddenly picks up, and then it gets going, and it's like it's off to the races. But there is a small part with the sort of family storyline where it's sort of like, okay, can we get to the Spider-Man stuff now? But it does, and it's all good. It's fine. We get Indian Spider-Man, who's really funny in this, voiced by the guy who played Dipinder in Deadpool. Yeah, his scenes are great. He brings a lot to the team, as does Hobie Brown, Spider-Punk, who's my personal favourite. He's voiced by Daniel Kaluuya. I think Grace Randolph said that she couldn't understand some of the stuff Hobie Brown was saying, and I couldn't understand what he was saying in some parts as well. I know I'm English, you know what I mean, because it's like they were saying it's the accent and stuff like that, but he was kind of mumbling some of the stuff, so it was hard to hear what he was saying. But like the majority of stuff I could hear what he's saying and stuff. And I just thought he was really good, and he's definitely a really good member of the team as well to be reinforcing this whole Spider Squad. We also get Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara, and he is kind of like, he's almost like a villain in this, but he's not really the villain. His motives are for good, but it's kind of a grey area, but he's a bit of a dick in it, to be fair. And he's backed by Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, and Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly. And Ben Reilly is one of my favourite characters from the comics. I used to love it, reading it in the 90s, the Spider-Man clone. And he's kind of plays this brooding character that's sort of a little bit like, I won't go too far into it, a little bit farcical, a little bit of a, so it's like, he's not the character from the comics. He looks fantastic. The look of him and the drawing and everything is great, but he's not the same guy from the comics, I didn't think. But so I was a little disappointed in that, perhaps. He was still great. It's still great to see him. Obviously, we get a million billion different Spider-Man cameos in this. Some you really won't be expecting. I'm a massive Spider-Man fan, so seeing all the different Spider-Men finally come into like fruition, and as a Spider-Man fan, to see it on the big screen and to see it sort of like put forward, it's like, oh shit. And it's like you remember why you love Spider-Man so much, because it's such a good character. He's such an in-depth character, and I love the way, and I love the fact that Spider-Man has become this expansive, like anybody can be Spider-Man, because it was like Stan Lee said, it was kind of like that was the kind of thing anyway. It was like he was the every guy, every man, every woman. He was just, you know, he was like so relatable to everyone. The music's great, the stakes are higher, the animation is better, the characterization is expanded. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can say really without spoiling anything else. It's just got a lot to offer, and I think it's definitely upped from the first film. And as much as I love the first film, I think I prefer this one. I prefer this one because it's like he's slightly older and he doesn't feel quite so immature now. And I'm talking about Miles. And he just seems like he's sort of really in the shoes of the superhero that he's meant to be. So it's like, yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. Did I mention it was good? So yeah, have you seen this film? Let me know in the comment section down below how much you love it, because I know you do. And I will see you in the next video. Love you very much. God bless. Goodbye.